Hey, everybody! Happy Tuesday. We're back from Labor Day and we are chatting with Comviva, the global leader in mobility solutions, part of the Tech Mahindra group, and Mahindra, $20 billion plus company. Desh, how are you?
Hey Ivan, great to be here. I'm doing great. Good to be part of CPAS Acceleration Alliance and really look forward to this conversation today.
Yes, and we're going to dive into yourself, your bio and background, and of course, Comviva, fascinating company many in the US have not heard of, but should in the industry. Before that, you mentioned the CPAS Acceleration Alliance coming up in a couple of weeks in Amsterdam, one of the most interesting get-togethers of industry thought leaders, providers, vendors, developers out there. I know you are a new member of the CPAS Acceleration Alliance, and we're super excited to have you. So let's dive in. Maybe introduce yourself. And for those who don't know, who is Conviva these days? You've got quite a transformation over the many years.
Perfect. Yeah, so my name is Desh, and I've been part of Comviva for last 14, 15 years. I head the overall CPAS business within Comviva. Comviva is a mobility solution provider for telcos, fintech, and many other companies around the world. And we've been operating with customers in 100 plus countries, been around for last 25 years as a company. So the primary products within Comviva are, three domains: fintech, martech, and digitech. Within fintech, we have the wallet solutions, micro lending solutions. Within the martech solutions, we do the whole customer value management solutions, and in the digitech solution, we have the BSS portfolio and the cloud communication portfolio. So it's a whole set of products which a telco needs to run its business, and Comviva is there to power it, and that's what we do.
That is fantastic. You picked the three or four hottest, fastest growing verticals in the world. So congrats for that. And some might ask, well, what does all of that have to do with CPAS? But it sounds like CPAS is the glue or the integration that brings all of these different applications together. But I'm speaking for myself. How would you describe CPAS in your sort of go to market, your solution portfolio?
So CPaaS as a term, is relatively new compared to how we've been using it for ages, I would say, in many different forms. So talking about the fintech solutions, for example, the mobile wallet solution, so the communication layer which enables the communication for wallet transaction happens through the CPaaS platform, while the core technology or the fintech part of it is what is the heart of the banking solution, and the wallet solution is what the business does, right? So to be able to do a contextual and relevant communication with the customer, you need CPaaS, right? Similarly, if you have to promote the services, the fintech services or micro lending services, you need CPaaS solution. So that's where we are able to reach, like you are seeing here, 2+ billion platform users, and to communicate with all those customers across application, whether it is the CVM services, whether it is fintech, micro lending. This is what enables us to reach those customers.
Wow, that is super exciting. 2 billion, you really have to try harder. You have another few billion users you need to reach over the next few
No,
years.
absolutely. I think right now it is more about adding more value and communicating more services with the same set of 2 billion customer. I think that itself is a big target for us rather than reaching more customers at this
Yes.
stage.
Yeah,
Predominantly,
really
we've
important.
been predominantly we've been in these 95 countries. We've been present in largely Asia, Middle East, Africa, and LATAM. US as a market has been a recent focus, and there is a lot of growth that we are now targeting for next 3 years in the US and Europe market. And we have built significant teams in those areas in last few months, and continue to hire and grow those teams as we go in next few quarters.
Well, that's super exciting. And talk about the synergy between the applications and CPaaS and in redefining customers' experience. That's what it's really all about, right? Particularly in areas like banking or finance or mobile service, customer service.
Right. So, see, while we power a lot of these services for the telcos and banks, one of the key challenges that we see today is in the ever-changing landscape where you have to launch new services very, very fast, and you have to be able to customize the experience for different customer segment. So we have low-code studios where we are uh, the users are able to develop new customer journey which is relevant for that customer segment and being able to offer the services on demand. So this is just one example to say that two aspects. One, the ability to define different customer journey and to be able to reach different channels. Like for example, in Africa market, USSD and SMS are the predominant channels today, and WhatsApp is catching up. Right
Mm.
now, we do billions of transactions on USSD, which are interactive and which are not rich. It is text based, but there is billions of transactions happening there, and the entire economy of the country is running on USSD and SMS as a channel. But they're going to be fast moving to WhatsApp for customers who want, let's say, richer and better experience. So that's how the I think about knowing which customer, which market, which channel, and then being giving the power to the business user who wants to define different customer journey with low code studios. I think that's where the CPaaS comes into picture, integrating with all these applications that I talked about.
Yeah, that's super exciting. And, reinventing customer experience is really one priority of most organizations, not just telcos. So really important for the customers of the telcos too. And 5G has really turbocharged the enterprise tech landscape, but it's also the network is opening up to developers, to new applications, and you're involved in a lot of new services that can be developed on top of 5G, enterprise 5G services. Tell us more about your practice there.
Yeah, so I think while operators are looking at investment in the 5G space, the real monetization is still a mystery because, while the speed increases for the end customer, operators have a better network. How do you really monetize that kind of investment for the radio and all the investment that is being done? And that is where I think the again interplay of CPaaS and the enterprise business comes into picture, because for the end customer, the share of wallet, like if I was spending $5 or $10 in different markets per month, I'm not going to suddenly pay $20 because you've invested $100 billion in a 5G. But for enterprises, for those latency sensitive use cases, I think there are a lot of enterprises who are willing to pay, but the network is not ready to offer that as API as a service, and that is what we are doing. And we have a dedicated team which is working on creating that as use cases on top of our CPaaS platform. So we are working along with telcos, co-creating those use cases where you can give quality of service on demand for enterprises, and they are able to consume. And we want to go beyond communication only to 5G as a service to those enterprises.
Yes, it's all about revenue, revenue, revenue. Um, and you have a lot of work in, any kind of real-time communication services. Tell us about your approach to working with customers. You have products, you have professional services, you have different experiences, blueprints. How do you bring those all together to kind of develop real-time personalization? I'd love to understand your philosophy at Comviva and even Tech Mahindra, who do a lot of this as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you referring to how we engage with our customers in terms of, our offering? How do we
Yeah,
offer?
yeah. I'm curious because your products and services
Yeah.
as a company, and I imagine there's a lot of customization enhancements required per
Absolutely.
carrier, per country. It's not a cookie cutter, one size fits all.
Yep. So predominantly, I mean, as a philosophy, I mean, Comviva is a products company, and we would like to focus on the three domains that I said: MarTech, Digitech, and FinTech. And within that, a set of products that we create. But whenever we go to a customer, it's not going to be a cookie cutter product. So there is always customization, there is professional services, there is migration from old systems that they have to the new system, the customers that they have. So there is a whole bunch of service. So in that sense, we are a turnkey solution provider, and we are not. So we have a large team which is doing the managed services, operations, implementation, doing understanding the requirement, and then doing a business consulting. But what at the end of it, what we say is that we are an outcome-based company. We like to work with our end customers, work with them to come up with the final outcome, and we work on different business models as well, which is about sharing the revenues, for example, with them, or
Oh, wow.
creating new business streams where customer is not sure, but we believe in the space. Like CPaaS as a classic example, I would say, when we work with a lot of telcos on a revenue share model, where the telcos who have not been in that space and have played only on the little bit of connectivity, what we do is we go out there and work with them in terms of consulting them, build ROI business case with them, and then do a revenue share, where we do our pre-sale, sales, support, everything end to end along with the telco, and build the business together. So that's how we are very, very unique. And unlike many other CPaaS provider solutions out there in the market, we are not directly to the enterprise. We are working along with the telco and offering that as a white label solution to the enterprise. So we don't see any conflict or between telco and Comviva in terms of winning the business together. We are not also reaching out to those same enterprises, and and so truly a trusted partner for telcos.
That's a fantastic approach. Yeah, not competing with your customers. Very, very good idea. I see a lot of announcements here on your website around digital banking and CPaaS. So how does CPaaS fit into your various banking solutions? I know my bank, for example, could probably use help. I mean, they're really not the most digital savvy, mobile first kind of banking solution.
Right.
Many parts of the world, people do all of their banking on their mobile phone. What say you? What's the future of the digital bank?
Right. So there are two philosophies in terms of when it comes to digital banking. One, obviously, we think that the banks need to have a super app where all the services that they are able to offer within the banking app. And that is what we enable for a bank in terms of the app, the backend platform, all the core services. So that's one key channel of communication for sure. But to keep the customers on that app, to educate them about different services, there has to be an omni-channel communication, and that's where we understand the customer preference on channel, on the time of the day, on the and basically based on that intelligence and the AI, we do communicate with them on email, WhatsApp, SMS, different channels depending on the market, and also USSD when it comes to Africa and other markets. And based on that communication, I think the goal would be for the banking solution is to drive maximum number of customers to the app. But I think to bring them on, to keep them notified, there is constant communication across these channels. And that's how the banking solution and the CPaaS solution comes together, both for marketing and service-based messages.
Oh, it's really interesting. You get a lot of awards and recognition. I see you won Digital Marketing Company of the Year at Comviva. You don't think marketing and CPaaS go together, but actually there's a lot of synergy. What sort of work are you doing when digital marketing?
So in the digital marketing space, one, I think as a company, we are focused on AI first in all the products that we build. And digital marketing is where we use AI the most, I would say. Where we are looking at this particular award that you're referring to is around helping operators increase their net incremental revenue, right? In terms of understanding the customer churn, what's happening, what are the relevant services. And then what we do is around the telecom operator subscriber base that is there, how do we offer and relevant communication and offers, because there is too much noise that is happening, and customer has to be communicated based on AI, relevant channel, relevant offer at the right time. For example, when you know what is the right time to offer a customer when the wallet is about to be finished, right? Let's say the minutes are 80%, and so that's where you strike the customer, and we look at thousands of parameters of the customer that we are building with that operator, right? And then offering those relevant services. So again, two parts in marketing. One is about building the intelligence using AI, and the second and most important part is about communicating using these CPaaS channels, whether it is WhatsApp, SMS, email, again, so that the end objective, which is to increase the net incremental revenue for the telco. And that's the target, and that's why we keep winning these awards, because telcos love us, that we are helping grow their business.
Yes, it's not just about the back office anymore. It's customer facing, customer first. That's super exciting. What's next for your CPaaS roadmap? What are you excited about? Feature, functionality, markets? Of course, CPaaS is more than messaging. It's voice, it's video, it's AI. You must have a lot on your roadmap.
Absolutely. I think it's you talk to different customers across the globe, and there are different problems that they are dealing with. Different channels are priority, but I think one underlying theme is, I think, how do they leverage AI to improve the conversation. I think conversational AI and NLP are the big areas that we are really targeting. While we have that, we offer that today, I think there is a lot of growth in that space that we are seeing. So we continue to focus on providing white labeled omni-channel platform to telcos, and in the roadmap focus on the conversational AI across WhatsApp and other channels. As I said, what we are also looking at, the 5G kind of use cases, quality of service, as one of the key use cases that we want to add in the roadmap. And the last one that we are looking at is helping operators launch marketplace for the APIs and the digital solutions to the market. So these are, 2-3 broad themes, I would say, which we are looking at in the roadmap. I know it's too much. It's many things, because when we are operating in different markets, but the focus is how we use AI for improving customer experience, and help more and more telcos to be in the space of monetizing CPaaS.
That's fantastic. And telcos aren't what they used to be. There are many definitions of a telco. You have, essentially startup telcos, new telcos. You have traditional, legacy companies trying to reinvent themselves. It's quite a different landscape than when you started, 15 years ago, is it not?
No, absolutely. I think, when we look at, these days, I think getting the definition right of any word is, like CPaaS, anybody who is doing SMSC wants to call themselves CPaaS, for example. And anybody who is doing communication wants to call themselves telco today. But yeah, I think for us, we look at large telcos who have established subscriber base, who have some enterprise reach, because that's where we can partner with them and be able to reach to that end goal of generating value for both telco and Comviva together. So those are the two parameters that we look at. Somebody who can reach to enterprises along with us, leveraging our technology.
Yeah, it's pretty clear the exciting upside for telco is in the enterprise and SME world these days. A different kind of question. What's it like being part of the Tech Mahindra group? How do you work together with your brothers and sisters within Mahindra? Mahindra is a bit of a mysterious company to us in America. They're doing, on one hand, you see chips and EVs and computers, and then software. It must be quite interesting as an insider to see everything that's going on at Mahindra these days.
No, it's a privilege to be part of Mahindra Group, because they are into many different and one of the most trusted brands in India and globally. How we work, the working principles are very, very clear that we operate as an independent product company.
Mhm.
Obviously, we get support from Tech Mahindra and larger Mahindra group in terms of anything that we need, any support that we need, any products that we need to launch within the Mahindra group. I think we definitely leverage a lot of that benefit in that sense, but otherwise, I think we operate with our own sales teams, HR, admin,
Mhm.
everything is independent, so
Mhm.
that we are able to be nimble, agile, and move very, very fast and not be stuck with the processes of a larger organization, which can sometimes pull you down. So I think in that sense, we enjoy the benefit of both sides, being working in a startup mode, and even within the Comviva organization, the way our CEO likes to work and has operated is that each vertical is domain focused, while fintech, martech, digitech within those, right? So when I'm focused on and driving CPaaS business for Comviva, I have the full authority to run my business, right? While I work with other leaders and Tech Mahindra and Mahindra Group, I'm not stuck by long processes of approvals, etc.
Mhm.
So I hope that gives you a bit of flavor of how
Yeah,
we operate.
that's interesting. It's unique. It's kind of the best of both worlds, and you don't see that much here, that model. So that's, you get all the benefits of financial stability and support and branding without, like you said, the bureaucracy. So
Yep.
fantastic. And what about your personal career journey? It's 15 years is like several lifetimes in tech. You must have seen a lot, not just within
No, so
Comviva, but
I
yeah.
started as a software engineer with Hewlett Packard back, and then in Bangalore, moved to US, worked in Bay Area and Seattle for a bit with T-Mobile, and then decided to pursue my MBA. And ever since post that, I've been working with Comviva. And within Comviva, I think I've been privileged to again work on various domains in last 15 years, whether it is deep packet inspection, PCRF, and reward system, the customer value management solution, and now messaging for last 5 years in the CPaaS domain. So overall, I think very exciting journey. And every time I think I'm bored with doing something, I think Comviva gives me something innovative and new challenge and keeps me going and excited. So really excited to be here to grow along with Comviva.
That's exciting. And you've also seen India emerge as a tech and other superpower in software in many areas over those years. Was that surprising to see as an Indian national? It's certainly many of us looking out have realized, wow, India is probably going to be the number one tech software company in the world.
Yeah, so I
And
think
the next Apple or Google or Facebook is probably going to come from India one day.
Yeah, I think see India always had the tech talent
Mm,
for last 3 decades. I think it has the tech talent, the people side, and we are the youngest population globally, right?
mm,
So we have that advantage. I think what we lacked was the infrastructure and the opportunity and support for startups, etc., which I think in last 10 years has completely changed. There is a lot of support from government, lot of and even organically, I think based on people who moved to US and Europe and done well, started investing back, and maybe that could be one. But there is, I think that infrastructure, the platforms which were not there maybe 3 decades back, is all there now and has evolved. I think finally for the ecosystem to grow, you need the investments coming in, and there are a lot of investment schemes. And I think India as an opportunity for rest of the world is the best opportunity if they want to grow,
mm.
because you have seen how we could do Chandrayaan, the moon project, moon landing
That was
at
amazing.
a
Yeah.
fraction of a cost, right?
Right.
So that shows that we are the best bet in terms of if you want the best ROI for your money. So India is the way to go.
No, it's so
And
interesting. I haven't been in India for gosh almost 20 years, and you don't realize how much has changed. Even in the U.S., you have many leaders. Most tech leaders now, whether it's Microsoft or Google, and I could run down a whole list, are Indian American nationals, and so
You are
the
missing out,
leadership
Ivan.
is.
You need to be here.
Yeah, I have to. I need an update because it's been too long. Well, thanks so much for sharing, your vision and a little bit about your personal and professional bio. And good luck with this amazing journey you're on.
Thanks so much, Ivan, for having me. And look
Thanks so
forward to
much.
seeing you in Amsterdam for the CASA event.
Yeah, everyone, check out. It's in the link in the tweet in the post there. Check out. It's only a couple weeks away, believe it or not. CASA 23. And thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for sharing. Any comments are welcome. Take care.
Thank you.